Thank you very much, everyone, for coming in today. As the slide says, my name is Jason Kelly, so I've been working with Microsoft for a couple of years now, and I was part of the team that launched Office 365 into the EMEA market. I'm working on our small mid-sized business division and closely with our partners, so obviously we're working with SOL-TEC today. So what I'm going to be covering, first off, I just want to share with you some of my experiences around what I'm dealing with our customers on a daily basis. Cover off what is Office 365 to dispel any myths, and then run through the user experience broken down in those sections, and then we'll do questions and answers at the end. So these are what I come across on a daily basis. So first off, customers that want to work across multiple locations. So whether it's across a campus like this scenario, whether it's across the other end of the country, or whether it's across the globe. Cost conscious more than ever, so wanted to know about predictable billing, know what's coming out, having a scalable model. Multiple devices is another piece that's really growing. Bring your own device, whether that's across your laptops, PCs, tablets, etc. And then managing that complex IT infrastructure. And with Office 365, we offer better working together, be more productive cross-platform, cross-device, anytime, anywhere access. The idea is we're getting more from our investment and controlling that, and then staying in control in terms of a management piece. That's really to cover what is Office 365. So as the name would suggest, it covers our traditional Office applications. Office Professional Plus 2013 is the current edition. That's the likes of the applications that we know and love, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. And that also encompasses now Office Mobile and Office Online, which has just been newly renamed from Office Web Access. And we add that to our full Office 365 suite. So enterprise class email, file sharing with SharePoint, instant messaging and HD video conferencing with Link Online. We back this with 24/7 technical support for mission critical as well, direct dedicated support line, a 99.9% financially backed uptime guarantee. So if it isn't matched, we give you your money back. Simplified IT management, the idea I can manage that through a single pane of glass. And again, the anytime, anywhere access piece. We bring that together into Office 365. So you might want to ask why choose the cloud. So some of the main reasons why our customers are choosing the cloud for that service, always up to date. Not just Office as the slide suggests, the whole service. So this means that I'll never have to upgrade again, I'll never have to migrate again. I never have to worry about that pain, and a lot of the customers have got huge concerns around moving from legacy, for example, and the costs and the implication around that. Each of your users on Office 365 can install Office on up to 5 devices and 5 mobiles. So again, I can work across whatever it is that I choose to work and consume that service from. Everything in a single place, online, and then also the ability to work offline. So with Office 365 being a cloud service, there's concerns around internet, quite simply. Yes, it's an internet service, but there's functions that allow us to work offline as well, so there shouldn't be a concern around that, and I'll go into more detail as we go through the slide. We bring all those services, they seamlessly integrate in one package, and obviously there's no back-end infrastructure or hardware required. And then that's managed in Microsoft's data centres, so our primary data centre for the UK is in Dublin, with our full back in Amsterdam, and ultimately you can control that from an admin point of view, however you want to manage your own business and infrastructure. So Microsoft would like to think that we offer more productivity anywhere, work better together so we can collaborate stronger, and you can stay in control and manage it how you wish to. Offering all in all a bigger return on your investment. So going into the user experience in a bit more detail now. Starting off with being more productive anywhere. So we briefly touched on it earlier around Office across your devices. Last week we launched Office for iPad, Office Mobile as well, whether that's Android, even BlackBerry as well, it did come pretty recently, and of course the traditional desktop. And each of the app stores, whether that's the Apple Store, Android, Google Play, all of them have got native applications that have been developed for that platform, for that device that you're consuming it on. So again, it doesn't matter how you wish to use this and consume the service, you choose, is the idea. So now moving on to OneDrive for Business and SharePoint. So this is the Office 365 central portal. You can literally just drag and drop your files and documents, literally drag and drop functionality. It instantly uploads it, saves it, syncs it, and backs it up. So from a security point of view and a disaster recovery point of view, it means even if the worst case scenario would happen and I lose my device, everything is centrally backed up, so I don't have to worry around that piece. So I can go onto another laptop and reload everything, log into my portal again, sync everything back up, and I can be up and running again within 10 minutes. And then there's the top far corner, I can click sync. It will sync all my files and documents to my local PC, so to my main device. That means I can work offline. So I might be in transit, plane, train, for a good example, no network connection, log in, open up my document, start working, being productive immediately. Click save, it will save it locally, and the next time I have a network connection, it will sync it back up to my SkyDrive folder, so again, it all backed out. It shows you here the recent documents, so again, I have to wonder what I've worked on previously. It's all listed there, and I can just click the latest documents. And in the far corner as well, I can search through those, whether that's by the name of the title of the document or content within that document, and it will weight those responses back to me. And of course, to reiterate, we can do that again, regardless of the device that you wish to do, and it gives you an example of the iPad again. Next, moving on to the email, so enterprise class email with Exchange Online. Everything we expect from Exchange, shared contacts, shared calendars, anti-malware and anti-spamware is out of the box as well, so we don't have to worry about paying for other services. It's all there for you within that one offering. And the bit that I like is it's fairly straightforward. It's the 50 gig mailbox. So before I was at Microsoft, I would have to get into some sort of routine where I'd be archiving my mailbox, probably not daily, but certainly weekly. So with the size of mailbox, I don't have to worry about doing bits like that again. And within plans within Office 365, we'll also offer unlimited mailbox archiving as well. So another piece that I never have to be concerned around in terms of storage. Another bit's where it integrates with social media as well, should you wish to allow that. So it gives you examples of LinkedIn and Facebook. And of course, with the Windows device at the end, I can access that across any of my devices. Everything in one place on one browser. So yes, it all works seamlessly with Office and Outlook, etc. But you can work from the browser. Tabs across the top, it will show you the Outlook client, and then contacts and calendars next to it, and then OneDrive and SharePoint. Everything in one place. As you can see above the individual's name in the email, it's a traffic light system that will tell you whether somebody's available, their presence integration we call it. And I'll go into link shortly around a bit more information on that. All my documents in one place and everything editable in the browser. And that is through Office Online. So I can literally, with a single click on the document, it will load up into Office Online where I can edit, or I can download into the full application. I can make whatever edits I want in there, save it immediately, and it will save every change that I do as I work through it. So collaboration, we can work better together. So this is Link, our unified communications platform, and this is the full fat client UI. So we mentioned the traffic light system, so I can see whether my colleagues are online for starters, and if they are, green, available, amber will be away, busy, red will be on a call or delivering a presentation, etc. Within that, I can then send an email directly from that, and by hovering over the individual, it will bring up an option panel, send an email. If I need to be more immediate, I can send an instant message, and then I can escalate an instant message through to a call, a video call. And then I can drag and drop other individuals within my organisation into that call, and then start an HD multi-party video conference, all instantly, just at a click. So that's something that's very useful as well. Other parts, as you can see here, we've got shared PowerPoint, and shared screens. So if I want to do a presentation, if I want to share the content that I've got on my screen, I can do that with everybody within that meeting. And we do that for full, even in Microsoft, we do that for full, hundreds of people will join those calls. So it's a large-scale enterprise solution. And then SharePoint and OneDrive again, just around the share functionality, I can share any of these documents at a click of a button with anybody internally or externally from my organisation. So think about how you can interact with potentially your customers or clients. Maybe you need to share something that's private and have it on a more large scale, opposed to a single document. It might be constant communication with them. Something that, again, I use with individuals that are outside the organisation, where I'll share information with my customers. And it's not just within the browser that I can do that. That's inside the Office documents themselves. So inside the application, at a click of a button, again, I can share that with anybody internally or externally through SharePoint. And we've got Office Online, so the example here, across the different devices again, Word Online. The bit that I really want to point out here is co-authoring. It's the bit that I find really cool. So basically, multiple individuals can author a document at one time. So an example might be a proposal somebody might be putting together. I might need the legal team to get involved, I might need the finance team to get involved, and I might want to put some finishing touches to that document. We can all do that at the same time. So I remember times where I'd have to email that across to the other individuals, wait for them to come back to me. Have they done it right? I have to send it back to them to change that again. We can all work on that together and do that immediately and integrate with the other services like Link. We can all communicate there and then to make sure that we're delivering the best and effectively as possible. So we're on to a slightly different piece now. As we're all aware, the world's becoming a giant network. The examples given here, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, etc. I mean, we all use a lot of this stuff. Really, I'm introducing Microsoft's solution to that from an enterprise point of view. It's called Yammer. Won't go into too much with Yammer, but the way that I would put it, business Facebook for the enterprise. Fully controlled by you as an organisation and who you want to include, how you want to set that up. An example might be a team that I look after within Microsoft. I might add the users into that group, and then I can share any updates that are relevant to that team. Nobody else would see them outside of my group, and then other people within the organisation might decide to go and click on a group that might reference a product. It might reference a customer that we will work on together, that we manage an account. It might be a vertical or an industry that we want to share information on. What this means is if I'm speaking to individuals and I want to find out information, they might not be in this office, they might not be in this country. I might not have known that they work on that specific product, and they can give me insight and support and collaborate. And as it suggests, engage, collaborate and innovate to new ways of working. And that's something that I'm growing with every day. I find it very useful. And of course, it seamlessly integrates with the rest of the Office 365 offering. Again, it gives you the shot up top, which is inside the Office 365 portal, and the Office applications that integrate with that as well. Link that integrates with it, which just fully integrates with all the Office services. And the last part, staying in control and managing it. So some new bits that you might not have used before as well. So this is click to install. What this means is I can stream off Office. So as a user, again, before I joined Microsoft, traditionally installing Office, 40 minutes potentially. Downtime for me as an individual working. I can stream it off and be productive immediately. So I can work while it's installing it. Simple, but effective. And then take that one step further. Within my Office 365 portal, again, I can go in there regardless of the device I go on. I can go onto any of your devices, log into my Office 365 account, and if you don't have Office, I can click to run, which means that I can stream it off and it'll stream it back to me weighted again based on my usage. So if I'm a heavy user of Excel, it will stream that back to me first, Word, so on and so forth down, and I can start being productive on that immediately, and then when I log out, it will take everything away, as if I was never using it. That could be for a single application or the whole suite as well. And this is the last piece. I've come across where customers are concerned around compatibility with their old legacy applications. So Office 365's answer to that is side-by-side installment of Office. So I can literally, as the picture shows, run Word 2003 alongside Word 2013. And that is to combat any of the compatibility issues while you're transitioning across and future-proofing your business and moving forward. And that is it, short and sweet, but thank you very much for your time, everybody, and if you've got any questions, let me know.
I do. I have a question around the control. I think you said automatically, or, there's the updates, so we don't need to worry about that. It happens, but can we have control around the updates?
So you have so for example with Office, you have 1 year to upgrade to the latest version when we release it. So Office 2010 was the release package when Office 365 came to market, and then the users that had 2010 had 1 year to then choose to upgrade, and so get ready for that 1 year period, and then you are forced to upgrade after that 1 year.
Is that done via kind of on-off kind of option? In other words, everybody within the estate will have to have that patch or that update, or can we stage it and select groups or countries, or is it like an all or nothing?
It's meant, the idea with Office 365 is just standardising the experience across your whole workforce, so everybody would be using the same platform and the same applications. So it would be standardised.
Just to jump in there, prior to that, sorry, I am coming from SOL-TEC as well. Prior to that 1 year, you could have a mix if you chose to. So until Microsoft cut you off and say you have to use that version, you could trial some people on the newer version of the platform.
Okay, so you do have that control,
so you do have some control,
to roll out within that time frame window.
Exactly, like
but as soon as it comes to that,
there is blank.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is like with SharePoint. SharePoint will get upgraded. You don't have to upgrade all your SOL collections in SharePoint. You could just choose to upgrade some or none.
Okay.
But eventually you are forced.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's answered the question.
The 1 year frame.
Yeah.
If you're using Office 2010, will it literally just stop working?
No, it upgrades. It will just automatically upgrade the tenant, so all the users will automatically get upgraded. So it's almost like it's like if you clicked an update in Office or Windows now, but it will automate it with Office 365 at that year period.
Download the install and
Just click and run.
What's the performance like if or do you have any experience of performance working on documents with the US and the UK? We've got offices in both places, so obviously the data centre is Ireland here. Where is it in the US, or are there?
There's data centers across the US.
Yeah.
So we work with we use Office 365 internally and collaborate with individuals across the globe, and you wouldn't notice any difference in the experience.
No latency if you're
Not that I've experienced it as a user.
Okay.
So it's seamless. I wouldn't have even noticed they were in another country unless I knew, if that makes sense.
Okay.
What about your support to Mac?
Sorry?
The Mac,
Yep.
the slides that you showed is all Windows based, or is it everything works on the Mac?
Everything works on Mac as well. So again, it's your choice how you want to consume the service. So whether that's iPad, iPhone, Mac, it's 5 devices and 5 mobiles. So absolutely, you can choose however you wish to consume it.
So the functionality is same across the board, yes?
Yep.
If you've got files, user files that aren't Office documents, presumably it just works in traditional SharePoint fashion, that you can put anything on there, you just don't necessarily get some of the
richer
functionality of
you
the search and things.
You can't preview panel, for example, when you won't be able to co-author and the bits like that, but certainly you can save everything on there and it'll be synced and backed up in the same way.
There's another question I have actually around the document collaboration side.
Yep.
You said multiple people could be working on a document at the same time. In what format is it? If obviously we have different document formats and different locations.
Yeah.
So does it inherit the local format, or is it the owner of the document? Is that format is going to be?
It'll be the owner of the main document. So if I've saved a document on my OneDrive file and I share that with you, and then we collaborate together, it'll be my document that is the main document. And the idea is that you don't have multiple versions.
Yeah,
as well.
I mean like the actual document format. I mean, it could be someone has it just on the display as a default. Someone might have A4 as a default, landscape as an example, and that's how they would normally work. So if I was writing up that document with that format...
Yeah, in terms of that, that's fine. The content would be
Yeah.
saved to that central folder, but you can work on it from a formatting point of view, however you want to set your device up.
Okay.
So again, if I was playing around with the iPad version last night with my brother, so yeah, if we wanted to collaborate on one, he could use that on the iPad, and it wouldn't make any difference to the way that the central one's formatted.
Okay.
Do you have a minimum recommendation of speed? Because we live with lots of slow spots, not spots. Is there anything you'd say you need an actual...
Broadband in general, so you would ADSL, it would still be fine, but it's not going to give you the premium experience. All of this is absolutely fine in terms of the traditional way of using Exchange. I'd say to you now, what would happen now if your internet went down, or how quick are things running now, and it'd be the same, if not better, with Office 365. Part to be you'd want to probably trial or test beforehand would be things like HD video conferencing with multi-party individuals. You'd need a decent connection, so that would be something you'd want to try before you rolled out potentially.
Go on. Sorry, I was just going to say about data access control. If everyone's got OneDrive, obviously you've got SharePoint with sites. You can encourage users to put shared documents there, but you can also share from within OneDrive. Is there a way of encouraging people to use central areas for collaborating on documents rather than just spraying multiple versions of things all over individual OneDrives? If you have a central repository, then people tend to be a bit neater about filing things. You don't end up with out-of-date documents, things that might cause data protection issues.
You would control that decision yourself, because it doesn't mean that because everyone can have OneDrive that you will allow everyone to have OneDrive. Potentially, if that was a concern that everyone was saving something to themselves and wasn't sharing it, and you just have a team site, share everything on that and work together. There's different options, so it would be how you roll out that culture, I guess.
Sure,
So,
okay, so there's more of a user training.
yeah, exactly, and you're deciding what users can have.